What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I am Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I am so honored to be hosting this show for you tonight, as I do almost every Saturday night and Wednesday night, which I love. And tonight's a really fun show. I love co-hosting with Tanjila. And so this is a Tanjila SoulSearch co-production tonight. And that's always really fun. We've been doing 1 or 2 a month. And
Yeah,
it's really
it's been
been
a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, Scott. I always love collaborating with you. And of course, just the energy of all of the Global Peace Tribe coming together from around the world. It's just amazing to bring everyone together and feel all of the healing and transformation that's occurring across the planet.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's really powerful. And, you know, you have such a gift for you find these amazing human beings that are doing extraordinary things in the world. And tonight's another one of those nights. And so you are also announcing tonight to the Global Peace Tribe audience what we've kind of been talking about a little bit. Tell us about SoulSearch TV.
Sure. So, as everyone here in the Global Peace Tribe knows, we have SoulSearch, which is our online platform and global community for spirituality, consciousness, transformation. And it's our mission to bring forth healing around the world. And we do that by having a platform where people can come to find spiritual teachers, guides, courses, retreats. And we also do lots of live events all over the country, all over California, Arizona. A lot of you guys have been there live. Ashita most recently was speaking on past live healing in California. And so we do lots of in-person events as well. And now we are launching SoulSearch TV, which is going to be incredible because we have our amazing teachers and guides creating their own original content to bring forth their own teaching, wisdom, and experience in their own unique ways. And it's all types of conscious content. You'll be hearing about some of it from Asil and Ashita and India, Keleena, everyone will be joining us today, but there's actually so much more to come. We want this to be really diverse and unique and exciting. So there's music, art, food alchemy, movement, just like, we watch regular TV, so diverse. We're going to be bringing that diversity to SoulSearch TV and creating a really dynamic and exciting conscious TV that people can start, watching. And we have, over 1,000 people register for each one of our psychic fairs. And we want people to go home and turn on SoulSearch TV and start recommending and saying, hey, mom, dad, friend, brother, sister, you've got to check this out. Start diving in with us. And just bringing that journey to everyone around the world.
It's really beautiful how this is happening. It all started with YouTube, right? Because remember, most of us, I mean, I grew up where, I made television because I was a television producer, but most people, you watched whatever was on the box. But now everybody's creating their own TV. And it's so exciting that you're bringing the best of your people into SoulSearch TV. And we're also going to hear tonight from my friend Sheila Seppi, who has created an amazing network called the Conscious Awakening Network. And it's up and running, and it's been going for quite a while. So, this is the new world. This is the new paradigm. This is the awakening world where we're not watching what's on CBS or NBC or ABC necessarily. We're watching what Tanjila created, or what Asil's latest teaching is, or, cooking with one of the people that cooks, or getting channeled information, or whatever it may be. And we are creating the content so that we're able to really watch what is relevant to those of us that are committed to consciousness, committed to an awakening world. It's really exciting.
Exactly. And really bringing these experiences out wider and wider and wider. I mean, what really strikes me at the psychic fairs, we have so many people coming, and it is their first time coming to this type of event, and hearing about Akashic records, or experiencing channeling, or going into the multidimensional realms. And people are just changed forever. And we want to continue bringing those experiences out to everyone possible, because people are ready and they are excited for this.
Thank God for Marvel, right?
Exactly.
That's like teaching everybody about multidimensional reality. It's just
100%.
like, we're going to introduce her to talk at length, but I'm going to bring Sheila on right now because I see her smiling. And I just want to acknowledge both of you, because both of you are doing incredible work. You both are getting out our psychics, our healers, our walk-ins, our channels, the people that for so long were either on the fringe or just seen as lunatics, right? Put in insane asylums. And in fact, those are the people that are leading the way into an awakening world, into higher consciousness. So I just want to acknowledge both of you for the wonderful work you're doing through Conscious Awakening Network and through SoulSearch.
Thank you, Scott. And you too. Thank you for all of your work with Global Peace Tribe and the Awakening World. We're all doing this together. And that's what's so exciting, just to feel and see our tribe growing and becoming stronger and supporting one another, all of this conscious collaboration, because that's what this is all about.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, speaking of conscious collaboration, our beloved brother Omashar is in England visiting his mum. You can't say mom, you got to say mum to get it in the English way. But he created a video just for this show to open with. So here we go. Let's enjoy beloved brother Omashar for about 4 minutes. He's in the water, I see.
When flowers grow, dripping in June, and rivers flow in sapphire blue, I suddenly know what a fool God I knew. I am a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. And when autumn sun kisses my cheek, whilst cool winds come from mountains peak, with poems on my tongue but no wish to speak, I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. Sweet water, when I give you my heart, I already start to feel better. Sweet water, won't you send me your love? trace memories where powdered sands meet temperate seas. I don't understand, but I love mysteries. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. And when evening stars shine all around, my grieving heart's no longer down. And things that were lost, that's where true hope's found. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. Sweet water, when I give you my heart, I already start to feel better. Sweet water, won't you send me your love forever and ever and ever? Sweet water, when I give you my heart, I already start to feel better. My sweet water, won't you send me your love forever and ever and ever? I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean. I'm a tear that's lost fear of the ocean.
Love that man. I miss him. I miss him, but it was pretty beautiful.
Beautiful. That's so sweet. He made that especially for this show. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like a mom giving you like, it's like, okay, these are the order of the videos. This is what to show each time. It was really, really, really sweet. Just his care, his incredible care. One thing before we go to our first amazing guest, Asil, I do want to let people know that we're going to have some amazing healing going on. And we're going to meet our dear Keleena. Keleena is going to be with us very shortly. And you might remember she's done some shows where she's done group healing. And then at the end of the show, we're going to have a K.E.S. healing with this wonderful woman, UTA, from Germany. She's best friends actually with my partner, Deborah. And she's going to do a beautiful group K.E.S. healing for us. So we're excited about that. All right. With no further ado, I would love for you to introduce us to Asil.
Yes, and I'm very excited to be bringing on our first guest, Asil Tuksal. He is an expert guide on awakening journeys, expanding consciousness, and integrating spiritual experiences. Asil channels transformational energy and wisdom from higher consciousness, fostering humanity's evolution. And Asil has had quite his own journey. He actually had corporate job, very successful, but he really felt his life lacked meaning. And he went on this journey of spiritual discovery, which led to opening up his higher consciousness and bringing through this powerful channeling that he does today. And so he is the founder of Evolution One, and they have incredible events and training programs designed to empower individuals as pillars of light aligned in service. Thousands have dedicated themselves to self-realization and awakening through his courses, his transmissions, sacred grid work. I mean, Asil, your work is prolific and very diverse and amazing. And I myself have experienced retreat. I have been on retreat with Asil and the Stargate, Prageet and Jules in Mount Shasta. And I have to say, it was called Accelerated Ascension. And I was definitely kicked in the butt after the retreat. So that's what we call accelerated ascension. It definitely happened to me. And most recently, I also did Asil's Foundations course, which was very powerful. And so, Asil, you're so generous with your offerings to the community. I invite everyone to check out his YouTube channel. He most recently had a very powerful opening of the Lionsgate portal transmission that he brought through. And we're just so excited that you are part of SoulSearch TV and you're going to be bringing forth your messages and experiences to even more and more people around the world.
Thank you, Tanjila. Thank you for having me here, Scott. And hello to everyone. Welcome. What can I say? It's the most potent and the most activated time of our generation. I want to say that maybe in human existence or in this iteration of humanity, we've not experienced such an intense, potent, and activated awakening period. And that goes along with the solar flares and the climate changes and the earth responses. All of these things are connected to the evolution of consciousness that we're experiencing. In the guidance that I receive with these angelic beings that I work with, it's the Elohim, and then there's Raphael and Michael and Emmanuel. They're basically saying, okay, well, we've returned, we're coming back to support humanity in this process. So who's ready? And, some people already, they're like, oh, we've been waiting for so long, thank you. And some are saying, well, this is another crazy person saying that he's talking to angels, right? So we have like huge polarization and division in humanity in the way we experience the divine, in the way we experience spirituality. But one thing that I have found a significant common denominator in humanity is sacred places. Okay, so if you take a human being, no matter how skeptical they are, and you put them on a sacred place that was established maybe thousands of years ago, or you put them on a sacred mountain, on top of a mountain, or you take them to a volcano, and you watch their response, they can't deny that they're feeling something, right? There's energy moving, and maybe they can't think straight, or the emotions are up and going. But the truth is, there are thousands of sacred sites around this world, some of which are naturally occurring, some of which are established by humanity on top of these naturally occurring nodes, and some of which of these sacred sites were established through the grids that were put in by higher dimensional beings and, civilizations that wanted to support humanity at some point. So there is a mass of sacred sites, active, some of which are inactive, some of which are dormant. And that brings me to the experience I've had about 2 months ago. I went to the Balkans to do a sacred earth expedition. And I don't just choose them by myself. It's Emmanuel saying, oh, this is the next country you need to go to. And then we have a giant list of sacred sites and sites of trauma. And specifically in the Balkans, out of the 33 sites that we visited, 13 of them were mass graves and places of genocide and places of war. Just imagine the energy that is either stuck there or souls that haven't processed what just happened there. And there hasn't been the true movement of energy. That stagnant energy is in the field and is held and is holding society in place. Now, we might say, well, that's kind of their problem. They're living over there and they're doing their thing. And when the time is right for them, they're going to have their awakening, right? But some of us have the true calling, like, I guess in this case, I was told to go to these places and assist with the transmutation of the energy in those places. And it's not a single person's job. There are many individuals that are capable of doing this type of work, which is, some people call it grid work, or we call it earth keepers. Some people work on the energy lines. Some people work specifically with sites of trauma. Some people work specifically with nature sites. Some people work with religious sites, right? But all of those come into what I call sites of energetic significance. Does that make sense? So sites of energetic significance exist everywhere. And here is a bit I will share with all of you. You may have sites of energetic significance in your backyard. And maybe you know about it, or maybe the neighbors know about it, or the elders know about it, right? And it is, to me, imperative that if we are living in an area, that we know these sacred sites, that we know these sites of energetic significance, that we tend to them, that we nurture them, that we make sure that the energy moves in the field that we are living and we are co-creating in. And I can guarantee you that every sacred site that is tended to uplifts the field for thousands of people, not just for one or two. And so that's the work that we are doing around the world. And this is what Evolution One does. And we invite people to learn about it. And we're going to share our expedition videos on SoulSearch TV. And we want to make this accessible to as many people as possible.
TL, I would love for you to share with us a little bit about this week that we're now entering, the Lionsgate portal. And some people know all about it. Here in Ashland, we're doing a whole retreat around it. But please, for those who don't know, tell us about the significance of the portal that we're entering.
Yeah, so it's interesting that very few people knew about Lionsgate, even like a couple years ago, or even like 10 years ago, right? It is specifically in alignment with the star system of Sirius and our sun and our Earth. And it's not just one single day, but it culminates on August 8th. And that's when a lot of people celebrate it. In this period, the alignment and the energy that moves through this alignment with the Sirius star system is an uplifting energy, but it's also very high potentiated energy. So when we internally don't have alignment, or we don't take time to be present with the energy that's moving, it might actually be a bit of a roller coaster for some of us. And I'm sure we've witnessed when there is, a powerful supermoon coming in, or if there is a new moon coming in, or supermoon coincides with Lionsgate portal, right? The energies are strong. And so it is important during this time to really take a moment, present, meditation, or whatever practice you have, to receive the energy and to allow it to clear what needs to be cleared, shed what needs to be shed, reprogram, recondition what needs to be reconditioned, and truly be supported by these energies. And by the way, these energies are getting only stronger and stronger. There is a rising of the frequencies that's happening, and nobody is exempt from this. Like, nobody is exempt. And I'm telling you, we're going to have a great old time.
I love that attitude. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you created a special link about Lionsgate. I'm going to put it back in the chat box again, but tell us, when people watch this, what are they going to see?
So this Lionsgate transmission was established as a one-part transmission by the Elohim about the Lionsgate portal opening and the importance of it, and energetic adjustments that they support, that they deliver to support the individual in receiving the energies of Lionsgate. So that's one part of that. And the second part is a Q&A where I speak about Lionsgate itself. I speak about why some of these courses that we deliver are so important and how they're actually different than the type of spiritual work we used to do in the past. So I believe, because our circumstances are changing, what the guides and higher dimensions are delivering is actually changing.
Wow. It is definitely a powerful time, Asil, and I'm going to bring your wonderful partner here. Now, there are two ways that we can connect with Asil, and one is by going to his website. And yes, I will accept your cookies. I will accept Asil's cookies. Tell us on your website, which everybody watching on Facebook, which of course is most of you, it's evolution.one, evolution.one. And Asil, what would you like for me to show people on your website here?
You know, you can actually, just as you're looking at it right now, the discovery course, that's all the way on the top. The discovery course is, and yes, please sign up for our free events and transmissions. The discovery course is some of the best transmissions we've put together to get people to align with themselves, within themselves, and with the earth. So in this alignment process, it's a self-paced course over 7 weeks. In this alignment process, people experience a new set of established connection between the mind, the heart, the physical body, the emotional, the energetic spiritual construct, and then the earth itself. And this alignment provides what I believe is the fabric for a new reality, is how we receive reality changes. And it is, yes, it is a high potential change that's happening, right? So when we get deeper alignment, we receive these energies more, and then the energies lift us more higher, right? And we experience life in an expanded way.
Beautiful. Asil, I so love the work that you're doing. And of course, I want to mention that the other way to find Asil is, of course, on SoulSearch. So we're going to go to your SoulSearch page, and this might be your cue, Tanjila, to talk a little bit about all the people, including Asil, that we find on SoulSearch.
Well, everyone here today that you'll be meeting is on SoulSearch, and of course, Asil. And I just want to say, I think what Asil is doing with the Sacred Earth expeditions is so important and so exciting. And I'm just, overjoyed that we're going to be able to bring it to more and more people. He has been, Asil, you just came back from the Balkans, but you've done these Sacred Earth expeditions all over the world.
Dozens of countries in the Middle East, in Asia, in Europe, in the US, and Latin America, hundreds of sacred sites, many war zones where civilians should not go.
Powerful work. And so we're just, to be able to bring this to others. And the fact that when people are tuning into your Sacred Earth expeditions, they're not just watching. We're not watching. We're also participating in that healing and that transformation that's occurring.
That's the intention, right? So obviously we cannot take thousands of people to a country that may or may not be wanting to receive us all at the same time, but we can take, a small group, but then thousands of people through digital means with us. And we can direct our attention through meditation and synchronizing a field of transformation to the places that we are in. And that, I believe, is a powerful way to uplift places where the energy is stagnant and it's not moving, or places that need to be activated and connected to the entire grid around the world. So everyone can play an important role in this, even by being at home and tuning in.
Exactly. And I think that's such a powerful and empowering message for all of us, because right now, people are at home watching the news and saying, that's happening there. What can I do? Who am I? And feeling helpless. And we're not helpless. We're actually powerful, and we're able to do something. And you're really creating that opportunity for people to begin experiencing this in such a different manner.
Thank you for saying that. And I do believe it is the age of being empowered. It is the age of the awakening souls, understanding the power that they hold, and becoming conscious creators. That is all our journey. And everything that we're doing here, everything that you guys are doing is just helping everyone shed those layers until we realize and embrace and embody that truth, right? And then watch the world change.
And it's happening, and we're blessed. We're blessed that we are in the awareness of an awakening world, of a conscious awakening network. We're in this awareness. We're very blessed because most people that are not in this awareness yet, it's just really scary. They just see climate change and war and threat of nuclear war. And I think we all know there's going to be some hard stuff ahead. And we're very fortunate and blessed to have each other and to be able to go to SoulSearch, to Global Peace Tribe, to Conscious Awakening Network, to take tours with a SEAL, to really get the bigger picture of what's happening on this planet right now.
I think that's really the bit that's like when the guides have started to talk to me and when they displayed the change that humanity is going to go through. And I was a bit heartbroken and in tears. And I thought, well, what are you talking to me about this? Like, what am I going to do as a single person? Well, they said, well, you're going to inspire them by walking the path. And then they're going to be inspired to walk their path, and they're going to inspire others. And it's going to create a ripple effect and a wave that's going to go through the entire globe. All of humanity will be affected. Therefore, one single person's transformation is truly transformational for all of humanity. I thought, wow, okay, let's try.
Thank you so much, Cecile, for being one of my favorite luminaries and leaders in our awakening world, and soul searchers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Tanjila.
Thank you, Asil. Thanks for being here and for supporting this reverberation of the higher frequencies across the planet, across the universe. We're all doing this together. So beautiful, beautiful to feel the energy that we're creating even here in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Tanjila, before we introduce Keleena, two things. I want to read, because I always like to read some of the things going on in the chat box. And Reverend Jeffrey Colebrook writes, one simple way each of us can contribute is by sharing a new word, Lovolution. It's just a word, but a word with good intention. I put it on a card and simply share it with people I meet, and almost everyone is grateful to get the card as a gift of the word Lovolution. So here's to Lovolution. I also want to acknowledge all the people that are watching on Facebook right now. Thank you to John and Summer Raymer. We go out through the Sign Network to up to 200 Facebook groups and pages. Now, if you're watching us that way, that's wonderful. But we want to invite you, come join the Global Peace Tribe. And there's a lot of advantages to doing that. We do 2 or 3 shows every week. Plus, we provide a meditation every night. And it's a wonderful, ever-growing group of community. I mean, wouldn't you like to hang out with Tanjila and Asil and all the people you're meeting tonight? Of course you do. And a wonderful way to do that is by joining the Global Peace Tribe. It's easy to do that. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. These are some of our regulars: Greg Braden and Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, Kristen Hoffman. So come and join us, become part of this awakening world. And it's really easy to do that. This is the Twin Ray, by the way, who I'm working very closely with now. So when you go to our website, globalpeacetribe.com, click register for the new season. And that'll take you to our registration page. And you'll learn all about what we're doing, the evening meditation every night. Last Wednesday night, we did a fascinating show about an adult. What's it like to be an adult who was adopted and how that's impacted you? And we had 5 people sharing their stories, and it was very poignant. It was a beautiful show. And here's tonight's show, Meet the Stars of SoulSearch TV. So these are some of the shows from this week. Register. It just takes a moment, and you will get all the links to all of our shows for the next 3 months. So please join the Global Peace Tribe. And with that, one of the great things about Global Peace Tribe is we get healings. We get to meet amazing leaders, luminaries like Asil, and healers like Keleena. And I've been around the block, Tanjila. I'm snobby about healers. I really am, because I've like met so many.
Mhm.
She's the real deal.
Oh, yeah,
She
she's amazing.
is absolutely amazing. So I will turn it over to you to introduce one of our favorite people. I'm so glad she could join us tonight, Keleena.
Hi, Keleena. Welcome.
Whoops.
Uh,
I meant to get rid of myself, and I got rid of Keleena instead. There we go.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, Keleena. I'm so excited you could join us today. And just to introduce you to everyone, a lot of people here at the Global Peace Tribe know you already. You're one of our amazing soul searchers, and you'll be speaking to us about a little bit about your show. But just to let everyone know that you are an international facilitator and way shower of ascension. Part of your work is to awaken the star seeds with the codes that you speak and you sing, and lead all souls home to their sacred hearts for healing and finding their authentic selves. Keleena has had the privilege of seeing and hearing her guides since she was a child, and many times this has saved her life and the lives of her family. And she's been gifted deeper awakening and activations at the cellular level from her galactic star family of light, angelics, the ascended masters, that were all preparing her for the work she came to do here in service for humanity. Keleena actually represents the divine feminine cosmic mother goddess energy in her transmissions, channeling works, and those that meet her in person feel the divine love energy that flows from her heart. And I actually had the pleasure of actually doing a Sisters of the Sacred Rose retreat with Keleena just 2 weeks ago in Sedona. And it was a very powerful divine feminine activation experience. It was my first time doing this kind of work, and it was very deep, very powerful, so much purification, so much release, so much cleansing. I'm still actually integrating everything that we did together. So it was a lot. It was a lot. But thank you for your powerful work, and being here for in support of the rise of the divine feminine during this time. And I'm just excited about Keleena's show as well. She is going to be having a show, Becoming the Avatar, which is all about becoming the multidimensional selves that we are. And Keleena, you're an expert in this area. And so I will let you take over here and just share a little bit about your work and what you're bringing forth when you say becoming the avatar, and why it's so important during this time.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for having me on here, fitting me in. And it was such a pleasure having you at Sisters of the Rose and letting you experience what I actually do, because I pretty much hide behind the scenes a lot. So people don't really know the extent of the work that comes, the power of God that comes through me. So I can't claim it as my own. I'm the conduit. But since a child, I've been going through my multidimensionality since a very little girl. The galactic parts were already coming in when I was very little. And the goddess parts started coming in, the embodiments, they call them. So the embodiments are the parts of you that are in your DNA already, and it's in your cells, your cell memory. You get activated for those awakenings to allow the freedom within you to come forward, to be who you are in your authenticity at this point right now. That's really needed on the planet. And a lot of us are doing a lot of this work. We're not fully there. I don't claim to be fully there at all. When we're walking around looking like a light being, like the ones I took pictures of in Shasta that were just lights, they look like human outlines, but they were just light. That's when we're fully there. But the importance of allowing yourself and your multidimensionality and not being afraid of it at the same time, it's really yes, karasna santo korosh namanya nana era nachnama at aya. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just feeling a lot of people, so that just comes in because I'm feeling solar plexus right now in people. So allowing the multidimensionally yourself to awaken to your multidimensionally at that cellular level. So the activations that go through that DNA, whether they're coming from the sun, whether they're coming through Gaia, the galactics, however, somebody like myself, these are so important to allow yourself to shift into your true identity of the I am presence, the true identity of the God being you are. We are this perfected power that comes through us from the source. But we have to let our egos get out of the way to allow the multidimensionally to completely come online. I don't, at this point in my, I'm going to be a grand goddess, I just found out, early 2024. So through all of these years, it's just been coming on with very important shifts and changes in my life. There will be, with the birth of my own children, more of my multidimensionality came in. And that's what happens for a lot of us. Others just can receive codes and have it activated. Starseeds can receive codes and have it activated. Those that come through for healing and purifications, like at Sisters of the Rose, I do that complete purifications that are really extensive and really deep in the women. Things come up, especially with the womb cleanse. And then the Isis, when Isis pulls that stuff out of everybody, and it's to release the old programming that's in there to allow yourself to become that authentic being that you are. If we don't do that, that's what I was saying, we have the old paradigms still getting in the way, the old templates. The importance of us becoming multidimensional is allowing ourselves to be the shapeshifters as well. I have on my website my Egypt retreat that's listed. It's sold out. Just I'm not trying to, it's sold out, but on there are all the pictures of when people caught me live on videos showing my multidimensionality. I turned into a Lyran. I turned into this big lion face. Times when I turned into the cosmic goddess, all white. All of these pictures are on there to show and to prove to people that this is who we really are. Because a lot of people feel and think that somebody who shapeshifts is something that's evil or something that's bad because of the programming. When you become multidimensional in your full capability, you will shapeshift into the embodiments of all you've ever been while you're allowing and activating that energy to come through you for the work you're here to do. And so these are the things I'm going to cover. And also, I will do activations on that show to help people to reach those points in their process. I feel it's really important for everyone, every single person. That's the part of becoming the avatar. We need to allow our full authenticity of all that we are to rise within us and outside of us to do the work that we came here to do. And we are all a piece to the puzzle. None of us are better than the other. None of us.
Keleena, your activations are very powerful. And that's, as you said, it's an important piece of what you will be bringing through. What are you bringing through in these codes that are coming through light language and the energy that you're channeling?
It's always going to be different. It just depends on what the focus is. If I'm working like with a client, for instance, if I'm working with a client and to take them through a healing, I go into their subconscious to help bring up that which they have not seen within themselves. Okay. And a lot of times, many people will try to avoid seeing that part of them, the shadow side. So many times the codes will come in to help to break through that darkness, to rise that to the surface. It's the same as what Sisters arose, to bring that up, to purify. And it purifies the physical, the emotional, the mental, the etheric bodies. It purifies all of them. But you have to actually do that inner work as well, allowing it to come forth, to see it, to go through that forgiveness within your heart for yourself and for all, because we're all one. We are all one. And we're not here for ourselves at all. We are here for the whole. That's the one thing I keep reminding a lot of my clients, because there's a lot of them play the victim mode. There's a lot of them that's, oh, what about me? Why me? Oh, poor me. It's not that. We're here to do this work in service as a whole. And that's where the avatar being comes in, when we understand that fully. At least that's what my guides have showed me. So the codes can be different for everyone. You experienced your own codes for yourself.
Definitely. And definitely, even, for me, it was almost like, I don't know how to even describe it, but almost just huge release. I mean, I think for all the women there, screaming, crying, releasing, eons of pain. And, it was very visceral for every woman there. So there is a lot of templates that we are holding within us, with which we don't even realize or understand. And so, I think, bringing these activations forth and bringing them out into the world even more powerfully is going to be amazing, just because, we're here listening. We, when we're talking about, a SEAL's transmissions and attunements and alignments, your activations, we're familiar. But for the majority of the people around the world, they have no idea what this even means. But you don't have to know what it means. You'll have the experience.
No, there's I'm sure a lot of the beautiful souls on here have experienced it from watching, but there are people out there when the first time they ever hear me speak these different codes, because I've been given access to all of them. There's a lot of fear that comes up in a lot, and that's why I start to feel the solar plexus on the people, because they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Because there's a cell memory that gets activated that puts them in fear, because many times in our lives, in our other lifetimes, we've had our lives taken for speaking this language. And so that puts up a blockage. And so I have to work through and find that in the subconscious program, that they're still carrying that blockage, to allow themselves to feel it and know that this all comes from the divine. It all comes from the one heart, the one love, the one life. And life is living through us for this journey. Yeah.
So do you have any codes or activations to share for our audience today? What is coming through for the group for you?
Oh, I'd be happy to do transmission. So just give me a minute. Mihanaya Yanasanya Clear Pekara Atura Namechnesnis near inem ochat sat ira nimerushnu fa achna ekia sas ira and ir ut it kit ut Matauja na cieszę ta krasna santaria no me hayan release kakara asna marshiara ira utna and inti kiki Amodna nedikirata roshnur yasatara tahni net it ot at Marod Nas Shiad und Shakiras Mof Ne Man Arka I am Fatir. Many blessings. I get hot. I get really hot.
Through and also during this powerful Lionsgate portal that we're in. Feel the energy.
I couldn't hear you.
I said, thank you for bringing this transmission. I can barely speak, actually. I'm sorry. Energy coming through, and also during this Lionsgate portal that we're in. What did you feel coming through for the group, for all of us during?
What I felt and saw was the lifting of templates that many are still running, because it doesn't matter how much work we've been doing on ourselves, there's still so many that have to be brought forward, to be revealed, to be healed. I also saw the Horus and the all-seeing eye, and that was for us to, and moving here to the heart, for us to see with the eyes of the heart, because so many are thinking still, I have to see here, I have to see here, even though that is part of your enlightenment in your journey. The most important part is seeing from here. And this is going to be that expansive part of this Lionsgate portal, with this courageous heart, but in a slow down motion is what I'm seeing. So some of the codes that came in were to slow you down, take a break, take a breath, and allow like the next, I'm going to say, and this is what I'm going to say because they're giving me the number 4, the next 4 weeks to slow down and don't push yourself so much. And even I've had to really, you saw with what I've been doing the last 2 days, I have to follow my own words because we tend to be doing too much. So the self-love is going to be very important right now during this Lionsgate. And some of those codes came in as well, to take a look at yourself and see how you're treating yourself.
Beautiful. I am always so grateful. Asil has to leave, so I'm going to bring Asil on for a quick moment. I mean, just 2 incredible masters right there. Asil, your wisdom, and Keleena, your ability to channel through those codes and that energy. I'm just really grateful to both of you. I know Asil has to leave, so I just wanted to bring you on one more time, Asil. And what's it like for you when you hear Kaleena's codes?
Beautiful. It's definitely powerful and a pure light transmission. What happens to me when I hear someone of high frequency channeling is I enter into my own channel and I start to receive, and I become another channel. It's almost like we become Wi-Fi extenders for each other. And just the network goes online. So it's beautiful to see your work and experience it and feel it. And I hope many more will do so, and many more will develop their channels so we can have a network across the world.
I agree.
It's happening. Asil, God bless you. Look forward to your next connection.
Thank you for having me. Blessings to all of you.
Blessings to you as well. See you soon.
Good night.
There he goes. He's off. Well, I'm sure people are going to want more Keleena, and it's really easy to go to the website because it's her name. She spells it Keleena, K-E-L-E-E-N-A. Keleena, K-E-L-E-E-N-A. And her last name is Malnar, M-A-L-N-A-R. So it's KeleenaMalnar.com. And definitely you want to make sure you subscribe to her newsletter, so you can, be in touch with all that she's doing. And I subscribed a few times, but I always like to demonstrate And you provide obviously events, but do you have availability for private sessions? Or is that within the realm of possibility, or are you booked out?
I haven't been available for a while because I've been catching up 3-4 months in advance. So I finally, in today's newsletter, I let everybody know that I've opened up some for August and September finally. And yeah, finally. And I do have a YouTube channel that has lots of free information and healing on there and activations that people can also go to that as well. So it's good to have.
Yeah, and actually, Keleena posted a beautiful Lionsgate message on her YouTube channel as well. And I did send that in our newsletter, and I think we have the link available as well. We'll drop it in the chat, but definitely just to continue to dive deeper in with you into the Lionsgate portal energies.
Yes, and the newsletter has another channeled message that was coming through me when I was outside with the stars, and I just recorded it. So that is exclusive on the newsletter. It's not to public right now. So that's another thing to listen to. It's very beautiful transmission.
I'm seeing the link right here, and I'm going to put it in right now. Here we go. Actually, I've got it. It's a little long, so I've got to delete that. Here we go.
And the one that's from your newsletter is actually a Lyran transmission that came through.
Wow.
It's the one in the newsletter. It's that, well, the written one is the Lyrans speaking through, and then the transmission that is recorded, it's Venus.
Okay. Wow. Well, I have to definitely check that out after our show.
Yeah. So.
Keleena, thank you so much. It's really such an honor to have you on the show every time that you're with us. And you just inspire me very, very much. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I totally and completely appreciate all the work that you and Tanjila do, because without you, we cannot reach the people that need the help.
Well, thank you. And if you stick around for a few minutes, we've got music from Ananda. And then I want you to meet Sheila Seppi, who's the founder of Conscious Awakening Network, because she's also doing wonderful work. So anyway, grateful for everybody. There's a lot of appreciations that have come into the chat box for you, Keleena, so definitely enjoy those. And thank you. Thank you.
Keleena, beautiful.
It's Saturday night, and for 3.5 years, we've had live music on our shows. It all started with live music, and one of our favorite musical artists is with us, Ananda, part of the Sedona family, among other things. And Ananda, welcome. How's the show been for you so far tonight? Now, when we did our sound check with you, everything was great, but something is off right now. Try talking to us. Yeah, we're not getting try talking to us.
How about now?
Oh, so much better.
Perfect.
One more try. How about now?
That's good.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Wonderful.
All right.
Whew, I was just saying it. I was feeling that powerful transmission. It just hit me right here. I was like, wow.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
That somebody can bring through that clearly. But you, brother, are somebody who channels some of the most beautiful music. And you are equally gifted in your own musical way. So, tell us a little bit about now. Is Ananda going to be part of SoulSearch TV?
Well, we haven't spoken about it yet, but I hope so. I'm sure he will be. I am a big fan of Ananda, and I'll just do a little intro here for him. We get started. Ananda Das is an internationally loved musician, song composer, and mantra enthusiast. His musical offerings complement his yogic practices with a deep devotional spirit. His music channels a powerful blend of modern and ancient soundscapes that touches the heart. Infused with mantras in Sanskrit and Gurbani, his music offers blissful energy currents woven in lyrical heart songs. He is a self-taught singer, guitarist, harmonium player, and bansuri flautist. And he is also very powerful spiritual teacher, yogi master, and much more. And Ananda, you do retreats all over the world. You teach devotional singing and devotional music to people around the world virtually. And I love your commitment to bringing spirituality and consciousness through sound and frequency in the most beautiful ways, just mixing the modern and the ancient. It's powerful. And I think, I am a big believer that, more and more people are going to be opening up just through these sounds and frequencies. And I'm excited that, I will have you be a part of SoulSearch TV for sure. So welcome.
Love
Thank
it.
you for being here.
Love it. Love it. So good to be here. Yeah.
So do you want to share a little bit about you and your work through your music and the yoga, and then we'd love to hear some music from you as well.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. So I've been a long time mantra artist and, singer-songwriter, devotional singer-songwriter, and yoga teacher as well. And it's kind of culminated now to this more and more teachings of kirtan and bhakti yoga and opening up the voice and singing. So a lot of voice lessons these days too online. I do work with people one-on-one and yeah. So it's just been a really beautiful blossoming. I have a training coming up August 29th through September 4th right here in Sedona, Arizona. It's all about kirtan and bhakti yoga. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. If anybody's the last little call before we get started, because it's only a few weeks away, but I'll be having many more of these. So yeah. But without further ado, I think I'll just share a song. All right, so this is kind of a classic one that I've been sharing for many years now. It's called Breathe, and I'm using a mantra from the Kundalini Yoga tradition. I'll type it in. How about that? Prana. And that way, if you want to sing, that's the mantra, and then the English lyrics is breathe. Yeah, perfect. So this really correlates to the energy moving up the central channel of the spine and just expressing itself through the infinite creativity. And then some nice English lyrics to just kind of open up the heart and just help, connect us to our own being and our joy, right? So here we go. And this is fun. It's is a reggae one, so feel free to move around, dance. Prana Shushma Hari 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 Prana Shushman Hari 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 Hari. Ooh, hey, just breathe in this life, breathe in I'm liking the grooves. Oh, prana pana shushmana hari 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 hari. 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 Ooh, ooh, hey, yeah. Just breathe, breathe in this life, breathe in this love, breathe into your heart, and just breathe, breathe in this life, breathe in this love, breathe into your heart, oh, and just breathe, breathe in this life, breathe in this love, breathe into your heart, oh, and just breathe, breathe in this life, breathe in this love, breathe into your heart, and just breathe, breathe in this life, breathe in this love, breathe into your heart, and just breathe, breathe in this life, breathe in this love, breathe into your heart.
I'm going to go to gallery 2. Let's give some wonderful, those just, everybody just got so into it. You're awesome, Ananda. It's so beautiful to have you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Ananda is going to be back. But before you go away, I want to let everybody know where you can find him. And that's by going to hyperfollow.com. And that's where you find all things Ananda, his YouTube channel, some of his albums. And is there anything you want to really, do you want to direct people to your upcoming workshop?
Yeah, in fact, if you go to anandadas.info, that's just kind of my quick link page. And it's an easy one to just, is that working? That link doesn't seem to be working. It's a quick link to just all things going on for me. And it links me to there you go. Well, okay, there's another option. Just my online courses on my online academy, as well as all my music, of course, and my upcoming trainings and events. So it's obviously an easy way to just tap into what all is happening. You can also sign up for my email list to just find out about upcoming events as well. So yeah, there's a link right there I just posted. And yeah, you can find that song called Breathe, and it's on the Flower of Life album.
Okay, and now we've got it for everybody on Facebook. Just want to point out what it is. So the place to go is anandadas.info. Ananda Das, that's ANANDAAS.info. And
yeah,
where do we find out about your upcoming workshop? Would that be the Yoga Bliss Festival?
yeah, bunch of stuff happening for sure. That's a
Oh
festival.
yeah,
that
you've
I'm
got stuff
about.
happening in Missouri, in Sedona, in Mount Shasta. Hey, we'll have to come visit because that's just about an hour from where I am here. So wonderful.
Totally.
Well, Ananda, thank you. And you'll be back with us in a little while for another song.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Ananda, that was beautiful. And I know you have an upcoming album too, right? A new
Yeah.
Kirtan album that you're releasing or you're working on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have two new albums that I'm kind of in the works. So yeah, I just recently launched a little fundraiser for that. So if anybody's feeling inspired and they're like, oh, I want more music, then please contribute to the fundraiser, and more music will be coming your way.
Wonderful. Well, we're so excited, and thank you for all of your beautiful sound and frequency just shifting the planet. Thank you.
So welcome.
Tanjila, you are about to introduce someone who's brand new to the Global Peace Tribe.
I am. And, I always love to bring on new healers, practitioners, teachers, to meet the Global Peace Tribe and bring out to the world. And I'm so excited that Ashita Obama is joining us today. She is really incredible. Ashita has been a psychic and clairvoyant healer who can read everything from your aura, past lives, relationships, your spirit guides, next steps in certain situations in life, soul contracts. Since she was born, she's been a gifted clairvoyant who has taught others tools and techniques to connect deeply with their intuition and deeply heal their lives. So she actually just came back from a retreat in Greece that she hosted on tapping into your intuition and healing past lives. So we're excited to hear about that. And she is a regular at our psychic and healing fairs, and she gives amazing talks that everyone loves about healing, manifestation, about healing yourself through going into your past lives. And I'm really excited that you're joining us today, Ashita. And I'm so excited about your show on SoulSearch TV as well, where you'll be actually teaching and speaking about tapping into your intuition. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I'm overjoyed with all the energy. I'm literally just in just so much warmth and energy that's been going on since the beginning of this show. It's been quite amazing. So I'm really, really grateful to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for joining us. And, I know that you work with people all over the world, and you work with them, supporting them and healing their past lives, looking into soul contracts. How did you get started with this work?
Yes, so I actually grew up seeing energy, and I didn't know what I was seeing. I thought that I was just, I thought I had a wild imagination. And I think that that's something that everyone maybe has an experience with. They probably have experienced something maybe that they can't explain, whether they know it, they see it, they feel it, they hear it. And oftentimes a lot of us just go about it in our lives, just trying to push it out of the way or trying to logically have an explanation for it. And so I was very, very spiritual as a kid. All I wanted to do was read spiritual books, and I wanted to go to the temples. I wanted to go to the churches. I wanted to go to all places of worship. And I would sit as a kid in bookstores and just read spiritual books at 7, 8 years old, because I found that fascinating. That was the thing for me that was the most exciting. And so when I left for college, I realized that I had so much time. And so with that time, all I wanted to do was meditate, was read books, was get immersed in spirituality. But during that time, a lot of the gifts that I thought were just wild imaginations were starting to get more powerful. And there was a point at which I really couldn't deny that this wasn't my imagination. And so I started to train my abilities and get them in control so that I could help people with the experiences that they have around similar instances and experiences. And so it's been quite a journey how it's grown and pushed itself into my life, because I thought I was not gonna do this full time. I thought this was gonna be something that was just another hobby or something in my life. And so eventually, when I went through my training, I was able to read several people, and they were reaching out just naturally. And then after being able to read several people, I also started to offer tools and techniques that helped them be able to ground and come into their selves so that they could create a practical approach to living life that made life feel easy, that made life feel beautiful again, and help you manifest some beautiful things. And so I think we're all intuitive. I think we're all psychic. I think there's a part of us that really can live aligned lives because of the tools and techniques that we can have that allow us to connect deeper to our own energy and our own authenticity. And I think, kind of like all the healers have been saying today, we need this more than ever, because people are looking for ways to heal themselves, because maybe the old methods are not working anymore. And truly, when we put ourselves in the driver's seat and give ourselves the control, we can heal ourselves and hold space for everyone to heal as well, just by existing.
Yeah, that's so powerful. Exactly. We heal others just by existing when we're in that alignment space. And I love the work that you're doing, supporting people into their own alignment and embracing their gifts. Do you feel more and more people are coming to you looking for that, looking to tap into their abilities?
I do. And I think that people sometimes, right now, it might appear that spirituality has been a trend, but I find that this trend is actually leading all of us to a higher vibration. So there's been several people who have thought that they experienced something, and now are finally deciding, okay, well, I'm going to dive deeper into that and see what that is all about. And it's been quite exciting to have women come on this beautiful retreat in Greece and tap into their past lives and heal because of that, and tap into their intuition and become just more confident in themselves. That's something that I noticed about everyone who left the retreat. They had all the same feedback. They had feedback around how they were glowing, how they looked 50 years younger, how they felt like they were more empowered in what they could do, and actually having answers to the next steps that they needed in their lives. So one special thing that we got to do was go to Delphi in Greece, and that's why the retreat was based around past lives, because we all, whenever we travel, and I've traveled quite a bit as a person around the world, and I've traveled not only because I had to, but because I loved it. And when I have gone to different places, I've always noticed that I've had some sort of past life connection in that place. So I know that that's not just my experience, but we go to the places that we want to travel to, the culture. We go to those places where we have a connection to the culture or the music, or really like the way that the country looks, because a part of our souls is asking us to bring back that energy from where we might have left it. And whenever we're connecting to a past life, it's always because a part of our energy has had an experience in that past life that we need to reintegrate right now in order to move to the next highest vibration for ourselves. So we've had that experience, but a part of ourselves is not connected to it. So when we travel, we literally can have that part of ourselves back. And so the Oracle in Delphi, we went to that site specifically, and that's a very, very powerful site. That's where divine feminine oracles were sitting and giving messages to people who came and sought advice. And several of the women, when we went, had very visceral experiences. They started to notice the energy because they had noticed they had past lives in Greece and specifically connected to that place in Delphi. It was quite amazing to notice how everyone came together, because nothing's truly a coincidence. It's only a synchronicity, because the universe is asking us to step into another highest and healed version of ourselves. So that trip was quite amazing, and there will be more retreats coming up in the future.
Wow, Ashita, that is beautiful that you're creating these experiences for people to go back into, their past lives and have this remembrance of who they are. What are you planning to bring through in the TV show? Is it some of that experience, and what else is coming through for you?
Absolutely. So the show will have parts and pieces of the retreat. So you'll be able to do some of the meditations that were there. You'll be able to experience some of the things that the other women did as well. And then part of the show will be taking you through practical ways to really have energy tools every single day, whether you're driving, whether you're experiencing a really hard moment. Sometimes we think that we have to sit down and take ourselves away from a really hard situation that we're going through in order to stop and meditate to get ourselves centered. But that doesn't have to be the case, because we are spiritual beings and we get to be able to have our tools help us in the moment, right there and then, to clear the energy and actually up level ourselves right then in that face of the situation, to be able to heal not only ourselves in that situation, but also the person that we're having that situation with. So you'll find very practical ways to use intuitive tools, but also be able to tap into things like past lives, be able to heal your divine masculine and your divine feminine parts of yourself. So it's kind of it's not Pandora's box, but it's Pandora's box in the best way possible, by opening up this toolbox of immense amounts of energy tools and ways to heal yourself.
Wow, that's going to be amazing and so valuable for everyone who is watching, because, I think so often people think, oh, I'm in this moment, what can I do? What is that practical tip? What is that tool that I have available? And for you to be really sharing a prolific toolbox that we all have, that's going to be an exciting experience, I think, for a lot of people, for the first time, being able to hear this type of information and experience it for themselves.
Absolutely. And when we tap into a part of ourselves that is our intuition, that is our spirit, you gain confidence, but then you also start to attract this soul tribe that maybe wasn't there before. You start to create community that's really aligned to you, and then you start to bring in whatever you might want to manifest quicker, because there's an alignment that wasn't there before. So I'm really excited to be able to have this space to be able to let everybody else know that they are truly psychic, they are intuitive, and you can make this practical and easy too.
Exactly. Practical and easy. I love it, because doesn't have to be difficult, and it's not something that's unattainable, right? It's, we have this at our fingertips. This is us, like Keleena said, becoming the avatar, becoming the superhuman that we really are, which is what I love about what you're bringing through and tapping into your own intuition, because it's like we all have these capabilities. I mean, you can do it, and you can do this for others, but you're also empowering others to do it for themselves.
Absolutely. I think Keleena said we're not the only one can do this. So I love that you mentioned that, and I do think that there's more and more people who are realizing that they themselves are healers as well. If we go to the supermarket, the bagger is a healer in some way. Our hair person is a healer. Our masseuse is a healer. We just have to be able to change the way that we see the world and how we are representing ourselves. And that's what we'll have an opportunity to do within the TV show as well, to be able to change your perspective into life that you can truly have more control over.
I love that.
What a delight you are, Shida. It's really wonderful to meet you. And we're getting a lot of wonderful comments in the chat box. I'll read just one. Grace Denise writes, I love your beautiful perspective. And I've seen some about this also that shows that there's so much amazing synchronicity happening. And we are here to heal and integrate and move to a higher frequency. So thank you, Ashita. And of course, you can find Ashita on SoulSearch. And I love that photo of you. And you can send her a message. You can learn more about her. And everybody, if you have not registered for SoulSearch yet, come on, now is the time. It's simple. Go to soulsearch.io so you can directly connect with people like Ashita and all of her beautiful offerings. And is there anything particular on this page you want me to go to, Ashita, to promote?
So you can certainly go to my website, and my website is within that bio there, www.clairvoyanthealerashita.
Got it.
And then,
Whoops. That's not what you wanted to see. Let me try it. Let me try it again. So I'm going to clairvoyanthealerashita.com. No, it's not liking you.
Try the link I just put in the chat, Scott.
Yeah, let me try it that way.
And so on that site in particular, I have monthly workshops that go on. Today, we just had a tapping into your clairs workshop. So your clairgustiance, your ability to taste psychically, your clairalience, your ability to psychically smell. And there's several other psychic abilities that we tapped into. And then the next workshop will be on intro to mediumship. So if you've ever had an inkling to tap into mediumship abilities, you can certainly do that. And I have my Calendly link here. You can certainly book a reading with me. And I also do house healings as well, if you're feeling like you need a little bit more support in the house level. And then also, if you'd like to work one-on-one with me in my Divine Feminine Intuition container to be able to tap into your deep intuitive abilities. I actually got to meet my...
She just froze.
That froze. Well, while she's coming back, I'll just mention, I just popped in the chat her Ashita's website, her Calendly, her YouTube. She has a podcast called Soul Healer, as well as her Divine Feminine Intuition container. So Ashita is very prolific, and I just love her energy and her dynamism, right, Scott?
She's wonderful. She's a star. She's definitely a star. So, all right, well, I think we got to move on because we're already 30 minutes late, 30 minutes running late. So I get to introduce, I of course brought her on very briefly earlier in the show, and this is Sheila Seppi. And Sheila has put together a really extraordinary organization. It's called the Conscious Awakening Network, where she is getting so many, very similar to SoulSearch TV. She's getting some of the top psychics, healers, luminaries, new thought leaders, authors out to the world. And you have a fascinating background yourself, being a walk-in. So Sheila, before we talk about Conscious Awakening Network, tell our audience a little bit about your unique journey of coming into a human body.
That was quite unique, I have to admit. In 1999, I walked into the body of a 38-year-old woman. She was very, very sick, was diagnosed with bone cancer, brain tumors, fibromyalgia, walked with a cane, was on the couch all the time to play with the kids. And when I came in, the body was instantaneously healed. And that started me on a integration journey, learning more about how to clear the body, how to restore the biology without frying the body. Because when I came in from a group. I came in and I'm still attached with my collective. And so the soul that had previously been in my body was Arcturian. So there was an energetic framework already within the etheric field that allowed me to enter without frying the biology. And after I began that healing path, within 3 months, I left the marriage that I was in ladies, don't leave your marriage and say you're a walk-in. Okay, don't do that. But that's what happened to me. I woke up, I'm like, oh God, who is this person? And so there was no resonance there. The only people I really recognized were my children and my parents, and that's it. Everybody else in my life fell away because there was no resonance, no memory. And at first, I didn't know I was a walk-in. So I thought I was losing my mind. Maybe I was having a psychotic break. Who knew? But that was kind of where I was at the time. It took me about 6 months to find my first spiritual teacher because I was religious. I was not spiritual. And when I went to this lady, I went to her because she was a spiritual counselor, and that resonant with me because, as I said, I was a religious person. I had never read a metaphysical book in my life, didn't know anything about metaphysics, and all of a sudden I have all of these beings walking around that I'm seeing, and they're talking to me. So I was, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, to where I still have those, today. Thank goodness everything is tempered because everything has integrated more fully. But at first I thought I was losing my mind. And she is the first person that introduced me to the concept of being a walk-in. And once I began to understand, she was also a shamanic teacher. And so she was a Hopi elder. I was apprenticed to her for 21 years until she retired. I don't think she'll really ever retire. But anyway, with her, I learned how to shamanically travel, which is how I fully became integrated into my body, because I was able to go to the upper world, the lower world. I was able to meet one-on-one with my guides and find that there was some normalcy around that. And that's kind of what I hope to carry through with the Conscious Awakening Network, to let people know, we are the new norm. We're not the loonies out there. We really are not. We have broken out of the 3D matrix. And we, when this planet was originally organic, then all of the overlays of the matrixing began. And I came in with a lot of those memories that has taken me 20 plus years to be able to incorporate and to find the language for. Also, when I came in, part of the collective's mission here is to be a way shower, like many of you, Tanjila, with the work you're doing, Scott, with the work you're doing, the healers that are here, and everyone. If you are here on the planet at this time, you have a mission, you have a purpose for being here. And part of the purpose that I had was to be a way shower. And at first I thought I had to be the one to show the way. And I studied all these modalities, and, I was working 24/7, and I was putting on events because my collective kept telling me, go bigger. Go bigger. And I thought I wasn't doing enough until one day they took out the manual, hit me over the head with it. It's like, look, this is what we want you to do. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that to begin with, And so that's how the Conscious Awakening Network came into being, is because this is a soul mission. And this is something that my collective has been hands-on. We are we're about 9 months old now. And every month we're having thousands. I think our last count was nearly 60,000 hits that we're receiving in the month, from the different platforms. I'm going to show you our website really quick, but I do want you guys to know that we are a conscious service provider, basically, and we have educational content, community connection, which you're going to see, the multimedia streaming. We're on all the social media platforms. We actually have 34 different platforms. And Scott, you'll be happy to know that when we go onto not to YouTube, but onto our Facebook, we also have that shared in over 1,000 other Facebook sites. And so we're getting a huge presence. We also have business services, a film department. We're going down to Aztec, New Mexico to film the Sunfire Festival. So we're really excited about that. But I want to go ahead and share my screen to give you an idea of what our website looks like. You can find us at the consciousawakeningnetwork.org. All of our programming is free of charge. We have phone apps that you can download. This is our home screen, which, just gives you a snapshot of what we have. Our music content, we have artists who are submitting music to us, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So for all of you conscious artists out there, if you would like to have your music played on a 24/7 platform, let us know, and we're happy to get you up. But I want to talk a little bit about our streaming media, because that's what people know us the most for. Now, if you go to streaming media, this is like our landing page. This is this is the video that tells you a little bit more about who we are. These are our top trending videos. We have all of these channels, and you can, just collect or click on the view all. It will take you to the various pages. Let's see. I think we have about 40 different channels right now. Scott, here's your channel. So when we click on Scott, we have some of your videos here, but a lot of your videos, because you're a partner with us, we have streamed on YouTube, which you can watch it right now on YouTube, and it's on Facebook and actually on all of our various platforms. That way it gives our people more of an opportunity to be here, because this also goes out to Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, all the major major Android. And so these will all be located there. You can also go to our topic section, which will allow you just to select, whatever topic it is that you're interested in. Let's say if you're interested in ufology, then all of the videos that are up are also in the channel, but they're also under the topic. So it's just a really quick way to cross-reference the things that you're interested in. We have the live streaming TV, which I'm not going to hit because then we get all this big reverberation. But we have our podcasting. And so after we have our programming up, we take the audio and we broadcast on all of these various networks. So if you have Spotify, you can download that and listen to some of the broadcasting that we have up. You can also then listen to us on this app. You can follow us. You can go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. We're on all the major social media platforms. One of the newest things that we have started, and we have found out that we are the only internet radio station of our kind, excuse me, let me turn these off. This is our spiritual and cosmic radio station, CAN Radio. And here is another opportunity where we're promoting all of those individuals who are part of the CAN team. So we have our program scheduled. You can see it's still on military time. We're trying to get that changed back to a regular time. Next Saturday, these are for all of our paid events. We have a little chat that you can go down and you can discuss. Here you can see about our Spacebook, which we're going to talk about. And this is another little video about who we are. One of the things I really love about this station, though, is we have all this cool news, like all about the green lights, and the USO is conducting secret UFO programs. We've got all types of different news that you can go to that you're not going to find on a regular place. This book, which is the one I wrote, and it's not just because I wrote it, it's like, this is the only one we have in our bookstore right now. So this is the one that the team highlighted. So we also have a marketplace, which I'll take us to. And here we go back to home. So on our marketplace, this is an opportunity for people who have products that they want to get out into the hands of the public. We have a lot of different categories, and we'll be adding more as we build that. Actually, this just went up this week. Next, we have our Can Learn. Now, the Can Learn is kind of like a Teachable. It's kind of like Udemy. And this is in the process. This should be up by the end of the month. And then our Spacebook just launched. Now, The reason we went with Facebook is to give us an internal community that we can talk with. You can see it set up, very similar to Facebook. We have an about, we have photos, notes, messages, but you don't have to worry about having your conversation censored. Everything that we do is censor free. So people can say the words that get you kicked off of YouTube. They can talk about conversations that get you thrown out of Facebook. Here you can talk about real issues that are happening with you in your life and things that are happening to you and your family. Now, the next category that will be coming up here is our canned conferencing, because we are developing our own, it's like a Zoom platform. We have different levels that people can join. But again, believe it or not, I had a guest on and I received a note from Zoom that said, "I'm sorry, but we will not be publishing your interview." I was dumbfounded. I didn't know Zoom did that. But she was throwing around quite a few F-bombs, so it's probably a really good thing, But the reality of it is, more and more we're succumbing to censorship. And that is something that I really want to open up for people to have true, frank, wholehearted discussions so that, we can share those topics. People have a platform that they can come to and they can present everything. So if you're looking for a location to become part of a community, you've got lots of opportunities out there. You've got Tanjila with SoulSearch. You've got Conscious Awakening Network. There's so many of these types of sites that are popping up because now is the time for all of these things to be coming out for the public, because no longer are we all vibrating at a lower frequency. We're vibrating at a higher frequency, and we have to have that food for thought. So I hope that 100 new networks spring up so that we can all share and we can all speak with a high resonant voice.
Absolutely. I love the way that you speak, and you're right. And people don't have to choose. I mean, Joy, I work with Tanjila, I work with you, I work with World Unity Week, I work with Trinray Community. I'm working with 20 different communities right now that have been on the show, and a dozen different festivals, and we're all supporting each other. And we've left the competition, corporate reality, and we're really practicing oneness in the way that we work together.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about it. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being with us. I know you haven't had dinner yet. Go have a wonderful dinner. And Sheila, I love working with you, and thank you for being with us tonight.
Thanks so much. Good night. Thanks, Tanjila.
Thanks so much. Congratulations on everything that Sheila has created. Absolutely amazing. And Scott, I'm so excited because like Sheila was saying, we want more and more of these networks, of these communities, of this conscious content just coming out, and just bringing people together and expanding our awareness.
Absolutely. So that we can get people like India Prema out to the world.
Exactly.
And we love India Prema. She's been on the show a few times. Wrote an amazing book, which I'm sure she'll probably talk about, but I'm going to turn the introduction over to you.
Oh, thank you so much. And welcome to India Prema, who is absolutely amazing. She is a shadow guide for emerging souls. And India's gift as a wounded healer is working within the depths of the shadow self while she guides you toward the light. By seeking the darkness within, getting to know these hidden aspects, the drivers of your life, you'll learn to live more holistically, authentically, in bliss, and closer to your inner freedom. And India is just so raw and so real about her, in her new book, which just came out, Burning Down the House, her book, her work, who she is full on sharing her experiences. And I think that's so powerful because and makes all of us understand, better what we're going through, and to know and see this bigger picture. And her work includes self-discovery, shadow play, addiction, alcoholism, cancer support, dark night of the soul support, medicines of the earth. She's very prolific in what she does, and she's also really amazing in how she brings it all through with her sense of humor, her joy, her irreverence. So Indy, I'm so excited. I always love having you on the show and just being with you. And I'm excited about your show for SoulSearch TV as well. And congrats on your new book. So welcome.
Thank you. Oh my, such an awesome show tonight. I forgot that I was presenting. I was like, I could just so relate to everyone who shared tonight, oh yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited. Oh, here's my book. I'm super excited. Burning Down the House, Transforming Yourself into a Powerful New Life. That's me on the cover when I was bald. And oh God, I'm just so grateful. And, I love all the collaboration. Every healer and every shaman on the planet, excuse me, could have a full load of work and there still isn't enough of us. We are in such a beautiful place in time right now where, there's things are popping up and consciousness and acceleration and where everyone is going. And it's, I've lived all over this country, and this country is not divided equally, let me tell you. I've lived in the South, I've lived in the Midwest, I've lived in Southern California, born and raised. And, when you get out into the world, you start to see what people are exposed to. And like what Sheila said, she didn't even know about metaphysics. It was all about religion. And, for a long time, I really denied my own journey because it was ruthless. I mean, it was just ruthless. And it wasn't until about 3 years ago when I was in Colorado teaching at a woman's trauma recovery center. It's a beautiful place where I really hit this place, and I went into an alignment about how important it was for me to receive my own journey. And because my journey was so deep, and someone early on said it, I think it was a SEAL, but I had to go to the depths of where I had to go to in order to give away what it was that I have learned, because you cannot give away what you don't have. And I know for me that there's so much trauma and so much crisis that people are experiencing, and things that we've shoved down and things we didn't know, and the conditions and the beliefs and the patterns, all of it from childhood, from peer pressure, from, when I was in Alcoholics Anonymous for 21 years, I took on certain things that I chose to take on, and then I believed them, and then they became my story. And then I was living in contraction and, couldn't see outside of my own, 4 little walls. And then in 2008, my higher self, I didn't know it was my higher self then, just annihilated the shit out of my life. I mean, it was brutal. I had like 10 life crises in 10 months. I had a nervous breakdown with 21 years of sobriety. I lost my fellowship because I stopped going to meetings. I haven't been to one in 14 years, but I am well on my way to 36 years of sobriety. And I'm cognizant, so I knew that something was happening. I just didn't understand what it was. And I was journaling and journaling and journaling. Generally on my computer because I can type really fast. And many years later, through a whole series of events. I mean, nothing in anyone's life is random, but I'm going to speak for myself. Nothing is random ever anywhere in my life. It's why I no longer see things as good or bad or right or wrong or this or that or whatever, because everything is necessary. Even when I have been completely ungraceful and completely unaware, it was necessary in my evolution. And I started working with plant medicine with a shaman about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, many years after I left AA. And my whole world started to open up when I worked with a vibrational coach and I worked with a shaman. And they didn't work together in those capacities. And my whole world started to open and shift. And in 2008, when my life was in a full-on collapse and I was in the dark night of the soul, but I didn't know that, I'd never even heard that term. I've had some extremely profound experiences, and 3 times I was met with a very powerful, I'm just going to call her the mother of the universe. I don't know how else to refer to her. Twice. And then I had another experience where I was told that I needed to write a book, that I needed to be a conduit. And Keleena said this as well. This is not about me. There's my personality, which is India, how I live through the 3D. And then there's my soul, my higher self. And when I'm in my heart, I'm in my higher self. When I'm in India, I'm generally in my ego, right? And I try to marry the 2 pieces together. And a big part of my journey that shifted for me, which is what every presenter here tonight has talked about, is that is the soul. That is the soul. And someone had planted that for me, soul contracts and agreements, back in 2008. And I think it took about 6 years when the seed really started to grow. And everything started to shift for me because my experiences were so profound. I've had many healers were like, you've been to the gates of hell, you just didn't walk through them. I've gone very, very, very deep. And that's necessary so that I can hold space for others in their work. And I love what I do. You know, I spent 22 years in human resources in corporate America. I have been a seer my whole life. I see things and I didn't understand why I could see them. And that only caused me frustration in corporate America, because I'm like, why can't you see what is so easy for me here? Like, you're taking 27 steps. We only need 3. You know, I could see. And so I see human behavior and the profiling that I've done in corporate America as an analyzer, a strategizer, a connector, a relator, and a communicator. And all of these gifts, when I started to do the self-work many, many years ago, and I started to get into the self-work and utilizing the plant medicine, I started to get out of my head. I am a thinker, I'm an analyzer, I love numbers, and I love analytics. And if you don't have numbers to back up what you say, I don't have any respect for what you're telling me, because your numbers tell me exactly who you are. And I operate from that place. And so I just went into, you know, some really deep work on myself, and unwinding and unwinding and unwinding and unwinding to such a place that where I used to go, I would have a situation with someone, say a really good friend, and we would have conflict. And then I would go into the storytelling, and the storytelling would last for a very long time, sometimes years. I don't go into storytelling anymore anywhere in my life. And if I do, I go in it for 5 minutes, I dip and I come out and I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what's going on here. Because in doing shadow work, what it does, it's like, I try to to visualize it like looking down a long, dark hallway, and all of our shadow and all those parts of us that we don't want to look at, that we're afraid of, because most of us don't have self-worth, we don't have self-love, we don't have self-esteem. I don't care how successful you are on the outside. Most of us have that feeling. That's what we hold. And if I already feel that way about myself, I certainly don't want to show my shadow to you, because I already feel bad enough about myself. And what I do and the work that I do is I break that down and I show the beauty of the shadow. We are not whole. We are both dark and light all the time. All the time. We do not become into the light until we go into the darkness first. It's like the contraction before the expansion. You know, when a lot of us are, you know, those of us who are going inward, and it's like, it doesn't have to feel good. We don't have to like it, but the work, I teach people how to break down, how to start into self-awareness. We can't do anything. We can't make any shifts to our life if we don't come into self-awareness first. Most of us are into awareness of others' behavior. You did this, you said that, therefore I'm triggered, I'm upset, I'm hurt, I'm, because of what's going on outside of myself. And those are all from our wounds, they're from our traumas, they're from our programming, all of it. And it's when we can incorporate that and see the beauty in that, everything starts to shift. The surrender takes place. And when we surrender at the deepest level, that is when we are moved into a higher frequency. We don't move ourselves there. It's an energetic transmission. And so, you know, this is, you know, it took my book a long time to get out. It took 1.5 years longer because I had to restructure. Took it from 500 pages down to just under 200, and I made a workbook out of it. And I feel like it is the, you know, I lay my shit out on the table, you know, in the chapter. Here's what I did. And then I go into, now let's look at, you know, let's look at your behavior. Let's look at your triggers, understanding that the trigger you're receiving is your medicine. It is your medicine. And we see things from the wrong perspective in our society. You triggered me, you're doing something to me. When the trigger is in fact the most beautiful thing we could ever receive from someone. But it's really hard to thank someone when they're hurting us, you know, but that's our work to do. That's our work to do. So, you know, the shadow, I love working in the shadow because I love dismantling the fear of it. I like to find the humor in it. And, you know, I make more fun of myself than I do of anyone because I see the world and I live in the world from a higher frequency, not the density in which that got me here the first place. So thank you. I'm so grateful for the show tonight. I'm grateful for SoulSearch TV and what everyone brings in all the platforms, because it's all necessary so that we all can continue to grow and rise and share and hold space and love from the heart with each other. And so I just really want to thank you and Scott for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you, India. And I'm so excited about your show coming into self-awareness and walking people through this process of surrender, the wake-up call, the soul's evolution. Really real, you know, bringing this raw, real work out into the world.
And I want to direct people to your website, which is your name, indiazoe.com, INDIAZOE.com. Hello, beautiful soul friend. It is no coincidence that you have landed here. I would agree. there's the book we talked about, Burning Down the House. And you can definitely go deeper. You can start to read the little bit book there. And India, you are doing private sessions with people, correct?
Yes.
So this is where, again, like I always sign up for everybody. Definitely make sure you put your email address on there so she knows how to keep you up to date. Tell us a little bit about your session work with people.
What I do, Scott, because it's shadow and I do a series of 6 sessions, and I do one-on-one, and I also do group. And in the group, I also work with men and women separately. Men and women have very different issues, and do come up through the shadow. And so it's really important that the container itself is held in such sacredness that, you know, everyone can share what it is that they need to share, you know, because it's a lot. Men and women are not raised. I was not raised the same way my brothers were, you know, and it still holds true to this day. But so I do one-on-one work with people, and I do sessions of 6. And the reason that I do that is because I tried it another way one other time, and when it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Right.
Is that shadow is about keeping it in the forefront, keeping it in the forefront, keeping it in the forefront. We're working on something. Let's keep it here. Let's keep it here. They have homework they do. None of my work is done in modules. It's all done live with me, whether it's in group or whether it's one-on-one, whether it's online or whether we're hiking a trail in an afternoon. Because I find that to be really beneficial. And what 6 sessions do is that it keeps people in it.
Right. Yeah, that's smart. That's very smart.
Well, wait till they're in crisis. And then they want to go and look at their shadow, and then they deal with it for the moment. And then they're like, okay, everything's fine. Then they don't do any self-reflection or self-observation until the next crisis hits, which is often.
Yeah. Well, I strongly recommend. I've gotten a chance to become friends with you, hang out with you. And I especially want to say that, yeah, anybody who's watching, whether you're on Facebook or in a Zoom room, if you're really ready to face some of the things that maybe you have shame around, embarrassment around, look, we all have some addiction or compulsion. It might be to Haagen-Dazs ice cream late at night and going through a tub, or something else. India is as wonderful as anyone I know at helping us to lovingly but firmly look at those patterns, look at those behaviors that, you know, began, and to help us heal them. So, India, thank you for your presence in our awakening world. I know I'll see you again on the show, and I'll see you live in Sedona in September.
Thank you.
God's blessings. All right. Well, we're winding up. We're gonna see Charlie. We're gonna meet a wonderful new person that's working with Tanjila. Then we are gonna have a couple of quick Global Peace Tribe announcements, and then a K.E.S. group healing experience with UTA, who's here from Germany. So hang in there. We still have a lot left in the show. And I'm going to turn over to you, Tanjila, to introduce 2 wonderful people, starting with Barbara.
Yes, I'm so happy to have Barbara Tintori join us today. Welcome, Barbara. And for those of you who don't know Barbara, she is an amazing actor, producer, also Reiki master, love and dating coach, a woman of many talents. And also she is a part of our SoulSearch team, really working with us to bring forth SoulSearch TV, conscious content, and also, you know, all of these amazing events that we're doing all over. And Barbara has become just such an integral part of SoulSearch and everything that we're doing and bringing forth. So I just wanted to bring you on. A lot of you who've been to our psychic fairs have met Barbara, but Barbara, you know, I just wanted you to be able to share a little bit about, you know, what we're creating in SoulSearch TV.
Yes, thank you so much, Tanjila. First of all, I am swirling. I am basking in the magnificence of everything you've all shared tonight. The actor producer in me, the wheels are turning with, you know, all that we're going to be able to do and create, and I can't wait. And the spiritual side of me just wants to soak it all in. So it has always been my dream to combine my creative side and my spiritual side in a community and with a platform that allows us to create conscious content, what I like to say, disguised as sheer entertainment. So, you know, with as far as what Tanjila and I have brainstormed on so far, we have a common goal to make this content not only educational and awakening, but also entertaining for no matter where you are on the spectrum of your spiritual journey, whether you're just starting or whether you are a seasoned spiritual professional. We would love to be your safe space to land, to if one night you want upliftment through music or dance or art or food, you can do that. And another show can be a scripted show, an unscripted show. It's the sky's the limit. So we're really set out to bring you educational entertainment that is heart-centered and enlightening.
Yes, and thank you so much, Barbara, for just bringing all of your gifts and talent and vision to SoulSearch and SoulSearch TV. You know, we're just so blessed to have you be a part of our team, and I'm so excited you could join us today on The Awakening. This is Barbara's first time, Scott, joining.
Yes.
So you know, welcome. I'm so
First
happy
of
you could
many. Thank you so much. I'm just so grateful. You and I met in such a synchronistic way and realized we shared such common missions, and I'm pinching myself that this is my life now. So I'm very, very grateful to be here with all of you, to have found to just rediscovered my family. Let's say that.
Barbara, it's wonderful to have you on board. I'm really glad to see Tanjila getting the support she needs, because this woman accomplishes so much and she's doing
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see her getting good support with someone like yourself. And I look forward to seeing you at one of the psychic fairs. Now, are you in Sedona also?
I spend as much time in Sedona as I can, but I am right now out of LA. So I do part-time in LA, as much time as I can in Sedona. I'll be up in the Bay Area, championing SoulSearch up in the Bay Area very soon in September. I was born and raised there, so I'll be kind of a spiritual vagabond for a while. I'm excited.
I just did that for a year and a half, and I had a great time. Yeah,
you'll have to compare notes. You'll have to give me some notes.
What part of LA are you in right now?
I'm in the Valley area. So Toluca Lake has been my home for about 12 years and 13 years. And so, yeah, so I will be flitting about.
I was born and raised in Granada Hills and lived in Studio City, very close to Toluca Lake, for 15 years. So I know the area well. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, welcome to SoulSearch. Welcome to the Global Peace Tribe. Look forward to meeting you and working with you.
Thank you so much. I as well. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much, Barbara. We'll be seeing more of you, of course.
Yay. Thank you.
Well, you got to introduce two people that are super close to you. Barbara, and about the only person closer than Barbara at this point, maybe, hopefully, good old Charlie. We love Charlie.
Thank you so much, Scott. I am happy to introduce Charlie, who, as many of you know, is my beloved, and he's also an amazing spiritual guide and teacher, who actually is a great support for me in everything that I do with SoulSearch and just everything else in my life. I don't know if I could actually be doing what I'm doing now, without all of the energetic support that that he provides, which is amazing. So Charlie Lamson, he specializes in angel and ascended master readings, Holy Spirit energy healing, intuitive counseling, mastery teaching and guidance. And he works with you to transmute limiting energies into ascension frequencies for your expansion and spiritual transformation. And, he has had his own journey, very intense, that he, through which he has become very connected to the angels, ascended masters, galactic families, and he really supports others in connecting with their guides to keep moving forward in their life and coming into their mastery. And I can say that I'm so blessed to have that experience every day in supporting me into staying in my center and keeping the broader vision, because all of us, we can just get bogged down in the minutia and the day-to-day. And Mark, thank you for your comment. He said, Charlie is awesome. He blew me away with his effortless, deep wisdom the last time he was on. I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say tonight. Thank you, Mark, for that amazing comment. And yes, Charlie does have incredible wisdom and knowledge that he brings through from, the epochs of the past. He can speak very much in detail about our times in Lemuria, in Atlantis, in ancient Egypt, how we lived, what that was about. So it's very interesting to actually speak to Charlie and learn about these different epochs in a very visceral and personal way. So I don't know how many people know about that. And and then also Charlie has recently started an Answering the Call show on YouTube, which is basically every Thursday it was at 5, I think we're moving it to 6 p.m., where he does Q&A, and you can join via Zoom. It's free to join, and you can join via Zoom. He brings through different energies and also has discussions. And it's a follow-on because people who come to our psychic fairs have been asking us for more opportunities to continue the conversations. And this is one of the ways. So welcome, Charlie.
Thank you, Tanjila. And I couldn't do what I do with what's happening in my life without her, because it's like a perfect union where she's very technically savvy and is bringing out and pushing me along the way to get things out here. And it's time. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to listen to everybody. And as an alchemist myself, I love listening to the alchemy of all the teachers, all the people that are speaking tonight. And I can relate to every one of them to a certain degree, whether it's working with the Elohim, whether it's working with the I Am presence, battling the shadows, the addictions, all of these different things were also part of my story. And I came through certain modalities, but I literally had to get down to that point where I had nothing left to lose except try to use these things that I thought was my imagination, these tools that were starting to unveil themselves, and that they called themselves sacred fire mastery, and sacred fire alchemy. I didn't understand what sacred fire was, but I just decided to start trying this in my journey. And with the violet flame and the resurrection flame, as I had understood it at the time, truly began alchemizing and transmuting all the limiting energies within myself. During this time, my guides would come through, and Archangel Michael specifically, kind of tell me that you'd be teaching people about these things. And they knew that I was like, I'm not going to teach something that I'm not experiencing. There's something to that. And then it wasn't until later that I understood that that's how it was always meant to be, to walk through that valley of the shadow of death and learn to fear no evil, to integrate the shadows. And this is where the true power was going to start coming from. This was part of a soul integration. And that I did indeed choose to take on these experiences, both in physical disabilities with a spinal condition, and then addictions for my whole life. And slowly and surely, it all started like washing away, as almost like it didn't exist. It was like a dream. And then at that point, I rapidly began moving forward. I ended up traveling. I grew up in New England. I was in Connecticut and New York, fall through all that dark part of my life. And, a couple of years ago, I finally just had to, I got that impelling from within to move out into the world. And literally up until that point, I still was not 1000% convinced that I wasn't making all this up somehow. And I may have created my own way out of the darkness, but didn't really, there was still a little shadow of doubt if I was actually working with angels and I was actually talking to another presence within me. And I definitely did not know there was any other people on earth that were like me. Like, not at all. I didn't know there was teachers even on YouTube. I'm not a technical kind of person, so I never really even searched the web to find if there was other people that were going through this. And in this journey, it was like Ishita was talking about, like, you start magnetizing your soul tribe. When you get out there and you start dissolving the persona and really start beginning to find your authenticity, like, you start magnetizing people that are like you. And it's been amazing. The last year alone has been amazing. And I cannot even, and it's exponentially shifting into that heaven on earth where, and I know it's coming now because all of this has already come. I was shown this, and this is just a baby step. So I know what's coming. I know what this new earth is. And it's something we planned for in Atlantis before we went into the fall. Like, it's all starting to come back together. It's like time is sort of merging in on itself or something. And like, I believe it was Keleena or maybe Ishita was speaking about, was like, you start remembering and aligning with all these other versions of you, right? And it's like, it's at a certain time, I believe it was Keleena was speaking about, as the frequency of the atomic structure of your body that's resonating, your DNA and your electrons, begin bringing out those memories, the memories of all your other lifetimes. But it first took that shadow work, that you didn't have to relive any traumas, those things that you had, those subtle fears and things within you that caused us addictions, those feelings of unfulfillment or the void. And so this is what I want to bring out. And I work in an office in Sedona right now at the Center of the New Age, where I work one-on-one with clients. And there's a lot of walk-in clients. I have regular clients. And there's like a common denominator that people just need somebody to talk to about these experiences. A lot of people across the board, ready or not, their frequency is elevating. They're becoming more sensitive, right? And they're trying to make sense of this. And this is from children from the age of 8 to people to 80 years old and above. There's something happening, and it's people are being impelled from within, not compelled from the outside, to begin seeking that truth. All right. They don't call the COVID lockdown like a virus. They call it was a planetary pause that gave everybody on Earth at one time this impelling to look within, to just ask that question: what is going on? What is this? And that's all anybody has ever had to do to begin magnetizing answers. And there's something that's been opened up in their hearts. So this has drawn me now to move out of just the one-on-one teaching and begin bringing some of the wisdom that I have learned along the way, attempting to put it into layman's terms. I'm layman, I'm not very academic. I grew up very blue collar, and yet I carry this wisdom that I've not been able to bring out. And it's time for people to get this. So I work in teaching very simple ways of explaining things as the cosmic laws, very high teachings that have been held in in temples or secret societies, these kind of things we all have access to now because it's in the actual grid system. And but some of it's very hard to make out. It can be very esoteric in nature. And although people deep down know all of these things, I have a way of being able to open people's consciousnesses up and help explain things very simply so that they can begin getting that self-awareness of their thoughts, and the power of your aura, the power of the purity that you can generate simply by purifying your words that come out of your mouth and being aware of thoughts that you're creating your reality. I know I know India was speaking about how it was very hard for her because she was very analytical, a very numbers person, was like her, you know, in the beginning trying to, you have to prove this, you have to prove this. For me, it was like almost opposite. Like I could almost see that people were creating it like fluid, even mathematicians, even Einstein was like, at the end, I just understood that like I was creating as the observer. I would, you know, I was creating all these formulas, you know, I was until they worked. And so it was like an opposite side of the spectrum in this. So it's like I'm having to come into this way of trying to express these different laws and the different way creation works to people so they can begin understanding. There's people that are channeling great things about the laws of abundance and the laws of manifestation, Abraham Hicks and all these people. And there's a lot of people that these are very beneficial messages for, but there's much more that we can do consciously. Okay, there's actually multiple steps to precipitation and manifestation. And this is what I want to bring through in my shows. I have the weekly Zoom call, which is I implore people to bring questions because that's where my I am presence shines. The master comes through and loves to answer questions, and it really opens the channel for me. But we set a topic every week. But the TV shows as we go on, I want them to correlate with the Q&A that we can do on the Zoom call, so that we can so people can gather their thoughts, gather what's coming through, and then we can discuss it, you know, get more into a discussion, more into a Q&A. You know, and I can already see the vision. There's great things that are happening on the earth right now that people just need to see. You know, if you turn off the things that don't make you feel good, and now all of these different networks that are opening up, you have access to miracles, you have access to love, music, different kinds of healing modalities, different foods, different holistic medicines, and all of these different things are all coming together like a giant alchemy from the Starfleet. You know, it's like all the angelic realms, all the angelic realms are here. We have so many different beings. I want to introduce you know, without fear or trepidation, the different hierarchies that are actually overseeing this plan right now. There is a universal hierarchy of cosmic beings and angelic beings and the ascended hosts that are overseeing what's going on the earth. So there truly is no reason to go into any fear whatsoever over what's being projected in our reality. It's just the shaking of the consciousness that the Hopi spoke about when they said there'd be the great shaking of the earth when the Rainbow Tribe arrived. Well, guess what?
We're here.
We're here.
We're here, partner.
Now we're
Hey, I want to read a couple of comments, and then we got to get to our K.E.S. healing. And I also want to show people how they get a hold of you, Charlie. But Ayada, one of our regulars who we love, wrote, Charlie, I truly appreciate your sharing so candidly. I feel reassured as I've had similar concerns, receiving guidance and wondering if I'm just making it up. It's taken me a very long time to settle into and to begin trusting, working with my guidance, feeling capable of embodying it and sharing it. I so look forward to meeting you and Tanjila. So thank you, Ayana. Of course, people are going to want to know how they can get more Charlie. And the way to do that is to go to his website. And his website is really his work. It's sacredfiremastery.com. sacredfiremastery.com. That's where you can, get readings from him, guidance. Of course, going to see him in person in Sedona is awesome, but we've all learned that we can get great stuff by Zoom and Zoom away with him. And I actually drove with Charlie. We drove from Sedona to California, so I got a chance to know him, and he's a great guy and very wise, very, very wise. So,
thank you so much.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for supporting Tanjila, and we adore Tanjila. So thank you for taking such good care of her.
Thank you, Scott.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Charlie. So Scott, thank you so much. What an evening of,
A great night.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But what do you think? I mean, you are a Emmy award-winning producer, TV aficionado. I mean, what do you think about all these TV shows that you've heard about?
I think that we are what we eat, and we are what we absorb. And so I remember that the statistics up until recently were that people watched an average of 7 hours of television a day. 7 hours of
Wow.
television a day. So instead of 7 hours of cop shows, situation comedies, the news, what did Trump do today? They're going to be watching 7 hours of SoulSearch and Conscious Awakening Network and Global Peace Tribe and Twin Ray meditations. And so, taking in this many hours of consciousness raising after 7 hours or however many hours of dumbing us all down, that is a huge reason why there is going to be the planetary shift that we all know is coming, and that people like Charlie are blessed to have the vision to see. And some people have the vision, some people have the trust, and some people are like, I really hope that's the case. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think, by having these, communities and networks coming together, as more and more people have access to them, they can come out of the fear that they may be sitting.
That's right.
That's
exactly
and I think that's really important opportunity that we're all creating together for others,
Absolutely.
New world, new earth. So very
And
exciting.
a big part of the new earth is going to be the advanced healing that we saw with Keleena and that we're about to experience with this wonderful woman, UTA, who's with us from Germany.
Wonderful.
And so I want to invite everyone to get ready, because one of the things we're now doing on the Awakening World is we are having K.E.S, Christic Energy System healings to wrap up our show for people to really drop in. So I want to encourage everybody to get ready, relax. I'm going to go through the Global Peace Tribe announcements briefly. So if you need to go to the bathroom, everybody, if you need to get some tea or a bite, but be back in 2 or 3 minutes so you can really drop in to this beautiful experience that we're about to have. And I'm really excited about it.
We are one. We are one. We are one. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. We are one. One love. We are one. One love. We are one love, yeah, yeah, one love, one love, one love, one love, one love, one love, one love.
We are one love, and I just want to let people know about a few Global Peace Tribe announcements. A reminder that every night now we are offering evening meditations. And of course, it's been a little bit challenging integrating it into our Wednesday and Saturday night shows. So starting in 2 weeks, there'll be a new Zoom room, and we will start Wednesday nights and Saturday nights at 6:30 with our meditation. And so you'll have to use the new Zoom room link that we'll send you. And that's going to start in 2 weeks. But we have beautiful meditation teachers like beloved Deborah. And that's every Wednesday night. Every night, 7 nights a week at 6:30 p.m. Then I want to turn people on to next week's shows. And we've got 2 great shows planned. On Wednesday night, it's all about the art of change. Gary Malkin, who's brilliant, Hope Fitzgerald, who's an international teacher, and Bruce Cryer. Bruce is the president of the Institute of Heart Math. And I'm sure most of you have heard about the Institute of Heart Math. They're doing incredible studies. All 3 of them are going to be with us Wednesday night, helping us to learn the art of change. We all need to change. How do we do that in an artful way? So that's going to be on Wednesday night. And then on Saturday night, we are tackling a really interesting topic. We are going to be talking all about artificial intelligence and the ethics around that, the discernment, the spiritual alignment? How does it really fit in to this awakening world that we're all a part of? Deborah Giusti, who of course co-created Saturday Night Alive with me, will be coming back for this particular show as my co-host. Somebody's turning all the lights out on me here at the Haven. And we've got some great guests. So definitely, if you are worried about artificial intelligence, if you're curious about artificial intelligence, we're going to have quite a dynamic conversation, including a panel conversation. And Deborah has chosen people with very different points of view about it. So it's going to be a very dynamic show next Saturday night, a week from tonight. And Tanjila, do you want to share with us about any upcoming psychic fairs?
Sure, we have a big calendar for the fall. Actually, we have many psychic fairs. We're taking a break in August just because we had a pretty busy, pretty busy summer all over LA and the Bay Area. But then we're going to be back again starting in September. Where let me see, I'm going to just pull it up really quick. Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. So basically, we will be in Santa Cruz, Scotts Valley, September 9th and 10th, Santa Ana, Orange County, September 17th, back in San Rafael, where we just had a show last weekend, October 8th, Pasadena, Arcadia, September 30th to October 1st, and then also Scottsdale, Arizona, October 28th and 29th. So we will be all over the Bay Area, LA, and Arizona this coming fall. So you can come see us there live. Barbara will be there. A lot of our practitioners, a lot of the ones you see here, Ashita, Charlie, of course, and many, many more. So a lot of the practitioners we bring on do come and participate live and give talks, give workshops, do healings. And we just encourage all of you to attend. It's free to come and check us out.
Beautiful. And I'm going to try and make it those.
Oh, wonderful. That'll be amazing. We'd love to have you, and it'd be great to do even a show live.
Let's do that. Let's do that like we did before. The last Psychic Healer show we did was a great show. All the shows I do with you, Tanjila, are really wonderful. So
thank you, God. Well, they're always so much fun. Always so much fun. I love it.
Get ready for a powerful healing. So I'm going to do my magic wand, and I'm going to turn Tanjila into Uta. This is Uta, and she's coming to us all the way from Germany, where it's very early in the morning there. So thank you so much, Uta, for joining us. And she is one of the absolute master teachers of the K.E.S. healing. Of course, you all who've been with us had an experience with Mia a few weeks ago and Norman last week. A little bit about Uta. She grew up in Germany, studied in the Netherlands. She's a speech and language pathologist, and she used to work as a therapist in hospitals, teach all about speech, language, also swallowing disorders. And her focus in life was always to find the truth and wisdom behind health issues. She never could find those answers until she got in contact with the teachings of the beloved masters, the Twin Ray, Shekinah Ma, and Sanandaji. And it is Uta's greatest honor to let the divine work through her. She's dedicated to serving humanity to become step by step more whole and to really experience true health. If you want an individual healing KES session or a group KE session for your family, you can contact her, and I'm going to put her email address into the chat box. But for those of you watching on Facebook, it's her name, Uta Jaeger, UTA, JAEGER, Uta Jaeger at web.de. And I'll put that in the chat box. And her motto is that love is always the answer. So she is definitely a wonderful global peace triber. And welcome to the awakening world, Uta.
Thank you, beloved Scott. And thank you, beloved family. I'm so proud of you, and I'm flabbergasted to see all the people of you connecting with each other. sharing spiritual work, it's so important to unite and to connect and to share all the gifts we have. And I'm so happy and feel honored to share my gift. I have to connect with the divine and let the divine coming through me and give you a wonderful, wonderful healing. So I invite everybody to make yourself comfortable, lay down or sit straight with your spine straight, but comfortable. You may switch off the camera, close your eyes. I invite you to connect with your wonderful, wonderful heart. Take a few deep breaths inside your heart. And imagine that your heart is a wonderful flower, a wonderful lotus flower rising up. Imagine your crown is a wonderful lotus flower raising up. And maybe you can see and feel golden light coming through your lotus flower, through your crown chakra. Moving down in your spine, going down to your root chakra, and going down, down, down to connect with Mother Earth. I invite you to connect with the core of Mother Earth, with the crystalline core of Mother Earth. Feel the heartbeat of our Earth, of our planet. Feel the gratitude to be here on Earth at this very, very, very special time. And take the heartbeat of Mother Earth again up to your heart. And feel the beat in your heart, in your wonderful, loving heart. Open up for this unconditional love we receive from Mother Earth. I invite you to follow the golden light coming through your crown chakra. But now we are going up. We follow the light and we go to the sun. And we see our sun as a portal. We can go through. And then the door opens up. Opens up and we see a multiverse with a lot of planets and stars. And somewhere there is a very strong central sun working like a magnet. And I invite you to connect with the central sun, the source of all creation. Feel the heartbeat of the central sun. Feel the unconditional love coming from the central sun. Feel the heartbeat and the unconditional love going, streaming to your own heart, to your physical heart. So maybe you can feel the heartbeat of the earth and the heartbeat of the central sun and your own heartbeat, and feel the merging. We are all one, everything is a one. Stay in this feeling for a moment. Take 12 deep breaths. And I will use this time to open up a container, a healing container for all of the people live on this show and all the people who will watch this video, this healing later. So breathe and feel. And I will start with a prayer. Still of mind and clear of heart, I enter now into the cosmic portal of holding, where the higher self of everyone present on this show and everyone watching the recording awaits. With open heart, complete trust and surrender, and in the name of the divine cosmic Christ, I ask now for the manifestation of the highest timeline reality for this people, to become realized of mind, body, and soul with gentle lessons and graceful process, and increase this howling as much as the cosmic law, physical body, and this people's soul shall allow. I choose now to live in the reality where the healing has already been accomplished. The fates have been altered, and our prayers answered through thine holy presence of love. While honoring the free will of all, I give my complete thanks and gratitude for all that has already occurred through your mighty presence and thine eternal light. I'm free. The soul is free. All is free. And so it is. Amen. I call in our beloved masters, Shekinah Ma and Sanandaji, to create an even greater shift and accelerate this healing journey. Thank you. UTA Jaeger, call upon the cosmic Christ, supreme intelligence, to support and facilitate this group K.E.S holding session. I ask permission from all receivers present to receive this group healing with the highest good and divine grace for all involved. This is where each receiver may say yes out loud for yourself. I request on behalf of everyone present on this show and everyone watching the recording to become aligned for the duration of this session to the divine intelligence of Christic energy system with grace, with ease, and with joy. I invite the cosmic Christ energy to connect with us now in the most appropriate way for all involved. May all that transpires in this microcosmic reflection of our group constellation support and uplift the ascension of the entire human collective and all sentient life. I also call forth assistance from the Divine Heavenly Mother and Heavenly Father presence to overlight this group container with pure, unconditional love from the Most High. May all be known through this connection of pure love, so that group holding session anchors in us in the most benevolent way. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Thank you. And so it is. I invite you to relax, to open up your heart, to breathe, and to receive. The most part of it will happen in silence. So enjoy. What I've done till now is to sweep the field, letting go energies that doesn't serve anymore. That could be thoughts or entities, programs. And now I'm ready to look at the outer body, to look at the unified light body, your auric field, the auric field of this group container. And the Christic energy will clear as much as possible and as much as the cosmic law allows, and your body allows, and your soul allows. So you may receive. We are now working with a karmic stuff, all about the feels of the soul. Maybe you can feel a very strong power in your heart. And the next issue we are allowed to work with is the ignorance of self. And I look into the karmic stuff and ask the Christic energy to remove. I call in the ascended version of Mars and the ruby essence ray to purify the physical body. I invite everybody to connect with the ruby essence ray, a red color ray. It's like a shower with red light, healing light. I call forth the ascended version of Venus and the opal essence ray to purify the emotional plane. And now I invite you to connect with the opal essence ray. It's a light in the colors of the rainbow, a very light, white light. I call forth the ascended version of Sun and Moon and the diamond essence ray. to purify the soul level. I invite you to connect with the diamond essence ray. I call forth the then ascended version of Ursa Major and the Pleiades and the ultraviolet essence ray. To purify the monadic level. I invite you to connect with the color, the violet, ultraviolet color. It goes through your body, it goes to every cell to purify. The Christic energy did a lot, purified a lot, and we created space in your cells. And now we invite a virtue, wisdom, to fill up this space. Wisdom is coming through. Open up and receive. It's coming through that this healing session is complete for 100%. So I will close this healing container. And invite you to come back in the here and now into your body. Take a few breaths. Move your hands, your feet. Maybe you want to switch on your camera again.
Thank you so much, Uta, for getting up early, for all that you've done to learn these skills and to share them with us. How was that experience for you, Tanjila?
Ooh, I'm still emerging. Thank you so much, Uta. That was really beautiful. Really just cleansing in a lot of ways. I definitely felt the different rays coming through and working with the, the planets, the higher planets and the energies and the rays just really, I want to say that it was a very cleansing, clearing energy that was coming through with this transmission for me. And I really appreciate that. So thank you. Very powerful. Thank you for being up early in Germany and joining us to do this work.
Actually, now we have sun rising, so it's very beautiful outside. And I stream this energy also to you. Yeah, thank you for your sharing. It felt also very powerful for me. It feels like take your time, integrate. It needs some time to integrate. Drink a lot of water. Be kind to your body. Relax. Wonderful, Scott. Yeah.
I'll put the camera on your beloved friend Deborah and some of the other people here at the Haven that have been participating, Brian and Resha and some of the others.
Yay, we want to say thank you so much, Uta. We are such fan of yours and we love you so much. Do you recognize all of us here from the Haven?
Yes, yes.
No, your family. love you so much, my love. Thank you so much. That was very profound, and I think many members are not even capable to speak yet. I don't know. Do you wish to share?
Yeah. I just saw these beautiful celestial kaleidoscopes of iridescent, gorgeous hues of color, like all these portals, and just the galaxies and the golden light. And I can't even put it in words. It was the most gorgeous thing I can imagine. And I thought, I'm like, oh, I want to take this with me. And so a little seed came out of me in my heart. For all of us. That was so magnificent. Thank you.
Anyone else? Risha is pure silence. She is in divine bliss.
All right. And I also see Sylvia, I think, made a little something. So we'll see what Sylvia created there. Sylvia makes origami sometimes and cards. So, yeah.
I was just sharing the kaleidoscope paper that I used in response to the comment about kaleidoscopes, and this is the current box of origami that I've created. So there's hearts, and there was a rainbow lotus in response to you talking about the rainbow opal, the rainbow lotus. So much for this. So vielen herzlichen Dank.
Thank you, Sylvia, for sharing that. Thank you. And Mark Janisowski writes, that was a profound technique. I've been on this planet for a while, and that was a great unifying resonance experience. And many people are saying, thank you, Uta, beautiful. So we're going to conclude our Global Peace Tribe Awakening World show. Thank you again, Uta. Thank you, all of you who are still with us, 36 people in the Zoom room, and God knows how many people watching on Facebook. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, everybody. Thanks again, Tanjila and Barbara, Deborah, everybody, for all you do. We'll see you soon, and good night.
We count for 10 more here, at least.
Great. All right.